A lioness was walking in the forest looking for something to eat when she came across a herd of sheep. But before she managed to attack the herd, she gave birth to a little lion cub and died. Now the little lion cub was adopted by one of the sheep. Growing up with the sheep, the little lion thought he is a sheep. So he started to eat grass and walking around the meadow and do meh, meh, thinking that he is a sheep. One day, an old lion passed through the forest and came across the herd. And suddenly he was amazed. He saw this lion walking between the sheep and thinking that he is a sheep, doing meh, meh, and eating grass. So the old lion was quite in shock. What's going on with this lion? So the next day, he caught the little cub by himself and told him, like, what are you doing? And the little lion said, what do you mean? He said, you are lying. What are you doing with the sheep? So the little lion said, no, I'm not a lion. I'm a sheep. Look, I'm doing meh, meh, and I'm eating grass. So the old lion grabbed the little sheep and took it to the water. And he told him, look down. And the little lion looked at his own reflection and saw that he is not a sheep, that he is a lion. And he gave a big roar. So we're going through our life thinking that we are sheep. We are conditioned from an early age to think certain thing and behave in certain way. And these things tend to follow us throughout our adult life and really influence our perception. It influences the way we perceive ourselves, perceive the world around us. It's influencing our belief system and the way we behave and even the way we feel. So we want to look today on this conditioning, on our perception and what affects our perception, and how all these conditioning were created inside of us. So perception is a process when we recognize the stimulation that comes through our senses and we give it the meaning and the definition according to our past experience. So since we take all this stimulation in and we kind of process it and give it meaning according to the past, we basically don't see reality as it is right now, but we interpreted everything according to what we already know, according to how we are programmed, according to our imprints that are created in our mind when we were little. So basically, until the age of around 6, our brain is most of the time kind of what we call the theta brainwave, which is a very receptive state of mind. And in this state of mind, we are basically observing everything that comes our way from our environment, whether it's from our parents or from our teachers, from the television, everything that we are basically see and hear and feel, we kind of observe it like a sponges, and it enters into our system and into the subconscious mind. The thing is that until the age of 6, we don't really have the correct filters to really screen the information that comes into our system, and we just take it on in. These filters that help us to filter and to screen information, they are getting developed only later on in our life, but at that time this is a bit too late, because the conditioning is already integrated into our subconscious mind. So this conditioning, or these imprints, in the yoga tradition they are called samskaras. Yeah, samskara means imprint. So every event that happens to us, everything that we are exposed to, leaves some kind of an imprint in our subconscious mind. When we actually remember the imprints, where we remember the events, this is just a memory. But the thing is that some memories, when they are being forgotten, they just being stored in our subconscious mind, but they are becoming who we are. So some event of our life leave a very light imprint, kind of like drawing a line in the sand. Every wind can come and kind of blow it away and erase the imprint. But some events in our life, they leave a very deep imprint, like curving a line in a stone. It kind of stayed there and influence us. We are not aware that it's influencing us, but it does. And it basically creates who we are. It's influence of what we think and what we feel and how we behave and how we react to things. And all of it being created when we are very little. Basically, until the age of 6 or 7, these imprints or this conditioning is being formed in our mind. So we are keeping as adults reacting to things according to a behavior or things we learned when we were little. So if as a little girl, my mother used to tell me a lot that I'm not good, yeah, maybe like I heard sentences like, why are you not more like your sister? Or why are you always behaving like that? Or go to your room, you're being very bad girl. These things, if they are being said to me repeatedly, yeah, are being integrated into my system, and even when I grow up, I keep on thinking that I'm not good, that I'm not worthy, that I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy to a kind word, and I start to behave like that. This is what I believe about myself. And all of this was told to me when I was small. But this goes even farther than that. Even if my mother did not say these things to me, yeah, but she thought about herself that she is not worthy, that she is not lovable or not worthy of success, then as a little girl, I observed it from my mother through her behavior, through her energy, through the way she handled things in the world, because we don't only learn what been told to us or what we kind of like see and feel, but also energetically, yeah, we observed everything from our environment. So if my mother did not believe that she is worthy, she passed it down to me. I learned it from her. And now I think that I'm not worthy because this was what I was exposed to when I was little. This is what I learned or saw around me, that this is how people behave. And now as an adult, I keep telling myself or keep behaving as I'm not worthy. So basically, we are going through our life thinking that we are sheep because this is what we were told, this is what we were taught, this is what we observed around us, being a sheep. And we are forgetting or we are unaware that we are lions, that we have the possibility to choose how to behave. We have the willpower to create change in our life and to change all this conditioning. But as long as we are unaware of it and we are keep thinking that we are sheep, all we do is meh meh and eating grass instead of taking charge of our life. So this goes so deep that actually, because of our conditioning, we will not be aware to certain things in our life. We're only going to be aware, or life will show us, we will bring into our awareness only things that is already being in our kind of subconscious mind. So when we get a lot of stimulation, yeah, our senses, at any given moment, our senses actually perceive a lot of information from our environment, but only some of it will come to our conscious mind. So we have kind of a filter process inside that tells what will come to my conscious mind and what will be just stored somewhere at the background in my subconscious mind. And the way that it's been decided what will come to my conscious mind is according to my conditioning. There was a very interesting experiment done on kitten by Blackmore and Cooper, and you can check it out online if you want in the internet. So they took two groups of kittens when they were just born, and one group of kittens was put in a room with only horizontal lines for a couple of months, and the other group of kittens was put in a room with only vertical lines. And when the kitten got out of the rooms, yeah, the kittens that were in the horizontal line room could not see vertical lines, and the other way around. Although they have the physical capacity to do so, to see the other type of lines, they will not see them. They will not see them because at an early age, they were not exposed to this kind of information. And therefore, the right connection to perceive this kind of information was not formed in their brain. So this is bring a very interesting thoughts or insight on what we perceive and how we perceive. But the good news is that we can change all that we can expand our perception, we can change the conditioning of our mind, we can let go of the imprints that we have. And this is actually the spiritual work that we are doing. The Buddha said that until we get into the bottom of our samskaras, until we take care of it, if we don't do that, we actually don't do any spiritual work. So this is basically the core of the spiritual work, is to take care of this conditioning. So how do we do that? The first stage really is to start to be aware of what is going on in our mind, what we believe in, what we perceive and how we perceive, how we behave, how we react to things. What is the repeated behavior that we're doing again and again, and where did we learn that? From who we learned that? Yes, most of it will be from maybe our parents, but a lot of it can be from our culture, from television, from our friends. And start to be aware of that. Be aware of the different forces, the different conditioning that are kind of like influencing us in our everyday life. A second thing that we can do is meditation. So meditation, sitting quietly and breathing and doing mental noting, really help us to start to clear things from our subconscious mind. And people who meditate for a long time, they probably already can say how the longer we sit in meditation, more things start to come up. Things that we didn't realize that are there, things that we forgot about them, memories and events in our life and tendencies and insights, they all start to come up when we meditate for long periods of time, repeatedly, day after day after day. Because one of the qualities of meditation is to clear the subconscious mind. So do meditation. Another great practice that helps us to clear the conditioning is called tapas. Tapas means heat. And this is a yogic practice that helps us to burn samskaras, to burn the imprints. And it's basically creating a commitment to do something for a certain period of time and to do it no matter what. To do it no matter what our mind tells us. So taking a practice, some kind of a commitment to do something for a duration of time, for a week or for a month, and just to do it. In the Kundalini Yoga tradition, we tend to take tapas for 40 days. So this is kind of a minimum time of Kundalini Yoga practitioner to take a challenge and to take a tapas. So we usually take a practice which is around 11 minutes or 31 minutes, and we do it for 40 days. But you don't have to start with 40 days. It's okay also to start with few days or with a week. Choose something that you would like to do, something that will enforce some positive change in your life, some skills or habit that you want to kind of develop, and make a commitment, take a tapas to do it no matter what happens, no matter how you feel or what you think, if it's a sunny day or a rainy day, you just do it. Create heat in your body and burn the samskaras. So I want to invite you this week to look at your conditioning and to really get familiar with the different forces that work on you and influence your everyday life. So you can be mindful of how you behave, of what you believe, and when necessary to change that, to create something that you choose to create and not something that was imprinted in you when you were little. So let go of being a sheep and start being a lion. Namaste.